Welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2, an ESL Open Cup Grand Finals. Here on Europe, two of the very best. One you'll recognize and one contending with the rest. In the bottom left, the Frenchman, the Terran. The man who makes micro look like an innate trait as opposed to one of the most difficult things in the entire world. Of course, we're talking about Team Liquid's Clem. On the other side, you've probably seen him. His claims to fame, I mean, he's a top Grandmaster Protoss, making more of a splash lately. He's beaten several times in the past. Pioneering Stargate strategies. We'll see if he carries it over to Protoss versus Terran. But we have SKillous. Clem with the NG Bay block. Starting things off, taking control of the match with Clan GP. Wait, Jimmy, do we have information? We gotta look these things up beforehand. The probe harasses SKillous, a Russian player, 20 years old, so an old hand compared to Clem, who is a full year younger. Or two, I'm not sure exactly. He's won $43,000, so no pushover. And he is the current reigning champion of Russia. So, 2 years in a row. 2020 and 2021. So no pushover is the summary here. Marine first. Walls off. Clem delaying his expansion slightly to make sure he gets that second depot. What? Oh. Oh, he just took the third. Usually, I think nowadays most players decide to just kill the NG Bay, because if you take the third, especially a player like Clem, gonna exploit that. Whether it be with Reaper, Hellions, drop, essentially everything. You build anything closer to Clem's base, it's that much harder to defend. But at the same time, he's got an Adept coming across the map. The probe is still alive and scouted. It was a Marine first, which means no Reaper. And, well, behind it, another important piece of the puzzle is the expansion. Like, when there's a wall off that early, occasionally Terran players will be hiding a factory, like proxy starport Hellion drop. No. Nothing in particular. Clem just trying to throw SKillous off the start. A robotics facility. Could we have a Warp Prism Ghetto Blink Juggle build? Which, working title? Or just... Well, Clem didn't go for... He went for Reactor, no Reaper. Which means the factory is likely quite quick here. And there's a severe risk of Widow Mines. Of course, Armory Widow Mines can be game-ending if you don't have prep for them. And an Observer... Oh, wow. Is this... Well, there's a Robotics Bay. One gate Robotics Bay with a third... Well, a Nexus at the third. Clem, on the other hand, a more defensive opener. Cyclone, which kind of covers all his bases, literally and figuratively. Whatever tech it ends up being, the Cyclone is at least a helpful piece in the early game. A Raven for pesky DTs, and then building up energy for auto turret harass, or, you know, maybe disabling a Colossus or a Prism if he's lucky. A Prism is coming out, and that Robo Bay is finishing, which makes me very suspicious as to what we're going to see next. Is this Colossus drop? Well, no trademark Stargate this game, but somewhat close as he's bringing his lasers in the Prism. Unfortunately, though, Clem kind of has the almost direct counter build. Raven, Cyclone opener, and now building tanks. I guess Vikings would be the most obvious counter, but oh my. Okay, so Gravitic Drive. Colossus. Warp Prism. 7 more gates. 8-gate charge lot follow-up. So this is less of a Colossus drop build and more of a charge lot timing. But the Colossus, an important part for making sure the Marines never reach a critical mass, and of course keeping any other units busy. Well, this is a bit of a gamble, but also incredibly potent. There are no Whittle Mines. Stim and Combat Shield are still a long way off for the Frenchmen. The tank is in the main base right now. One or two Warpins of charge lots could easily overwhelm the army, and if the Raven is just out of position... In fact, wait. He's not going to warp it in, I don't think. The Speed Prism is here. Will the Raven come back? Oh my god, it's so fast. Well, the Raven taking the scenic route all the way around. Not going to come back for a single Prism. Colossus will drop on the tank. Actually, the Cyclone goes straight for the Prism, runs by the Colossus. Did he just target fire his SCV to hit the Colossus? I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but a bit of an awkward exchange. The Cyclone lives, as does the Prism, neither of them taking permanent damage. Colossus starting to roast a few Marines down. Where did that Raven end up? Heading in towards the main. There's almost nothing. There's essentially nothing here to defend. He's going to lose some probes. Clem has not scouted the natural in quite a while. I'm not sure. There was a scouting Marine that got shut down a while back. One auto turret denies mining. Meanwhile, SKillous warping in an Archon. Clem moving out at the worst possible time. There are already charge lots here behind the lines. SCVs pulled. The boys required, but the charge lots are closing in. Good damage from the mine, surprisingly. Colossus target firing Marines. The charge lot slicing through. 20 SCVs and counting. A warp into the main. There's nothing to deal with it, and Clem is blindsided by SKillous's drop charge follow-up. Charge drop. Drop charge. Dropless. No. Either way, it looks like Clem, the one caught off guard. Never NG-Bay blocks SKillous. Ah. That is the big weakness of the middle-of-the-road defensive build that Clem did. When you open up without a Whittle Mine drop, you don't really get any active scouting. Part of the benefit of going for the Whittle Mine drop, besides killing probes, is you have units in their base. And by having units in their base, you can see their base. I know. Follow along. Come on, follow along. And when you can see what's in their base, you know what they have. Thank you. Please leave your feedback at the door for my next TEDx talk. And now we're going into Game 2. SKillous really taking advantage of it. I like it. Playing that hard to pin down Protoss. I think Clem was expecting a more standard, maybe like I think he was really he makes sure that Carrick knows what's coming if she says anything about what's happening here. Did he actually A-click the ground and happen to hit the Carrick? Is that what happened? Oh my god. Well, the Guardian of the Bear. A single... No, oh, get out of the way! Wait, is it attack? Wait. Is it attacking? Is it... It looked like it was attacking. Maybe it was just freaking out. Okay. Well, the barracks finished with full HP. It looked very much like it was attacking. It doesn't have an attack. No, it has full HP. I'm losing it over here. My god. Well, the probe gets in. It sees 2 gas. It sees 0 barracks. Those are the most relevant parts of the story. What will SKillous's response be? Looking in the corners. He's got an expansion himself. There's also a Zealot being chrono boosted. Suspicious of a Reaper. And for good reason. The SAV RNG. Oh no! If the bunker finishes, that is insanely annoying. And the SCV RNG here. Oh, the Zealot does get a bite of it. Of course, one probe goes down, and the Zealot, oh my god. Ah, the A-click didn't go up the ramp! He's really having a tough time here. A Stalker about to pop out, but Clem's Reaper takes 2. Probe gets into the main. Will he recall it? No, not for now. You can see that the gas is not fully mining, as Clem likely wants to get an expansion. Well, wait, is that the main? That's the first racks there. The probe is actually looking for kills. It has no kills yet, but it'll see the command center. The Reaper comes all the way home. 1 of 2. He saw the factory building and no add-ons. Important to note as well. So, Widowmine or Hellion. Those are the options. And because Clem already has Reapers, a Hellion, especially for like a scouting Hellion that you'll sometimes see, very unlikely. He's going to have a very good idea that Widowmine drops are coming, though maybe not with an armory, considering the command center there. Stargate on the way. Medevac for Clem. The Stargate is a technical counter to the Widowmine drop, but a lot of things can go wrong, especially when it's armory mines. Clem deciding on the armory, and he's like, I tried a game without Widowmines, and now I'm tired of losing. Here we are. Oh, SKillous not pulling the Zealot back. Widowmine reveals its presence in the most dramatic way. So SKillous will have a short and dangerous window of time to be able to pick up these mines. There is no other detection. With the armory finishing in 10 seconds, SKillous has no way to get rid of the mines once they're burrowed. And that could be disastrous. Clem drops 1. It will burrow. All 3 out. He gets the one in the main. 4 kills at the natural. Looking for more. Reapers finding kills as well. Just anything Clem can add on. 8, 9 probe kills. And that'll even up the counts. And now, an Oracle being chrono boosted. He got the medevac, but Clem waited until the last possible second. He actually got all 3 mines out. A pretty solid StarCraft and Minecraft player, sometimes simultaneously. SKillous has decided that he just... Ooh. Maybe not the safest place to live. On the bright side for SKillous... No, not... Oh, my. On the slightly less bright side, but still bright side, they should both be tagged by 1 revelation. Oh, he missed it. Oh, no. It's a disaster. Oh... Oh, no. I think he'll have another one, but he has to use more energy. So, the armory mine drop just cutting off SKillous's economy at the knees, and he has to hobble his way back. Building probes off of, well, chrono boosting, but not having the minerals to build probes off of 3 Nexi. Working his way towards a gateway army underneath the relatively thin Stargate defense. There is stim and combat shield on the way for Clem. He's got +1 infantry weapons as well. He's finished a reactor on the starport and is finishing one on the factory. This means instead of being cut off before he can even move out of his base, Clem will have all his tools able to come across the map, and likely before +1 armor, let alone enough charge lots finish for SKillous. It is by no means a deadly attack if SKillous manages it well enough. But there is not much of a margin for error here, especially when the oracles are going to be required for Widowmine detection. I don't believe there's not a robo. So the oracle is the only detection for the mines. The Phoenix is the only way to really deal with them outright and potentially prevent drops. There's a shield battery finishing at the 3rd just in time. He has one at the natural as well. Combat shield done. +1, 10 seconds out. Stim finishing. Everything coming together for Clem. right as he shows up at the front. The Widow Mines will burrow a little bit off target. Some of them drawn into the Marines, not nearly enough. Down goes the Oracle. Phoenix is being gunned down as well. 2, 3. The Marines forced to pull back. Another mine takes a chunk out of the Stalker. SKillous will live. But at what cost? He's now lost several hundred more gas, 800 more minerals. He's 10 probes ahead right now. But that Widow Mine is not detected. He's got a proxy gateway on the other side. Clem is expanding on the low ground. The minefield, though, making things incredibly difficult. Gets one more medevac, but Clem can continue rallying across, and it doesn't get easier with the tech that SKillous currently has. He has to build cannons. No, does he not have energy? No! Oh, it just... Oh, disrespectful. He just sits right down and burrows. Clem's backing off. I think we'll see a Ghost Academy potentially here, as the armory is already done, so access to +2 attack is already unlocked. And a second engineering bay means +1 armor will join it. Just the bio army. Right now, I don't know why I said Ghost Academy when SKillous is only building charge lots. Yeah, ghosts are good, but units that start with M are the low-hanging fruit here. Marines, Marauders, Mines, and Medevacs are plenty good against worse upgraded mass charge lot. Some Templar, I assume for Archons here. I'm not sure. Oh, he added them over to the right flank. Revelation tags the brunt of the bio army, though not all the mines. SKillous working with what he has. He's actually down 3 workers now. The income tilting heavily in favor of Clem. Revelation almost dragging the Phoenixes in. Another NG Bay. Oh, he's walling off against charge lots, says Clem. He's drawing the mines into the medevacs, but they do minimal damage. The charge lots, their shields stripped away for the right flank. Clem, though, his makeshift wall, he holds his ground. The stimmed bio, the Archons can't close the distance. It looks like the NG Bay wall, an almost BM mule drop in the midst of this. Still a bit dicey for Clem, but 100% that makeshift wall there, the NG Bay choice, will keep him alive for the Widow Mines to recharge, and he holds his third, and now +2 weapons is done. With that, and with all of these mines surviving, he sacrificed the Stargate units trying to draw on the mines to the Terran army, and it wasn't enough. At this point, though, it doesn't get easier for SKillous. A few SCVs died. Not enough. SKillous doesn't have... He doesn't have a Robo Bay. He doesn't have a Robo, which does kind of preclude the Robo Bay. Oh, no. Well, Widow Mines... How many mines on the field? There are now a dozen. Just the mines could potentially beat the army. At this point, there are just too many of them. He needs detection. He just doesn't have it. There's no, like... He can't fight anymore. It's almost checkmate. Especially with mines being dropped. Oh, no. 7 probes went down. The charge lots are gonna come in. Archons. Oh, that's it. Clem strikes back. The armory mine drops more than enough. SKillous not able to find his footing. I'm back and forth, but both games kind of trending heavily in one direction. Going to Game 3 on Berlingrad. How does SKillous deal with this? Are we going to see some early cheese? He did. Clem did not make... Not Clem. SKillous never made a robo. Very zesty strategy. Just don't make a robo. Either kill him without a robo or don't even bother playing. I'm not sure I necessarily agree with it, but it looked... I didn't realize how important that wall ended up being. That bunker NG Bay wall. Clem not underestimating the charge lots and their ability to turn his Widow Mines against him. SKillous, you could tell that the units, they were supposed to come in and close the distance and make it a lot harder for Clem to actually stand his ground. But instead, NGB is blocking his path at every turn. So far, nothing out of the ordinary, and then I could have just waited 3 seconds and seen Clem build a second barracks in his main. And kind of hidden, will SKillous scout it. Of course, as we all know, probes are magnetically attracted to SCVs. No probe can help but commit some workplace harassment when possible. Oh my. Oh no. Well, he sold it so perfectly. He pulled the SCV back after just enough. He baited the probe. The probe thinking it saw that there was no gas, so therefore it's a 1 Rax expand with a Reaper. Obviously. Nope. 2 Rax Reaper opener. Huh. The SCV's are actually chasing the probe, which is... I'm not sure how intentional that is. Maybe wants to make sure the Reaper kills it, but either way. I'm not entirely sure what Clem wants to get done with this. Obviously, he's going to micro Reapers. That might just be the entire goal. But even if there's a single shield battery, this could backfire, as these Reapers are relying 100% on minimal defenses. If SKillous just builds a safety battery, or anything, or just keeps his units at home, and right now he has a Stalker and Adept here at home, then the Reapers don't really do anything. In fact, he delayed his command center for almost nothing. Yeah, the Adept is at home. I think SKillous, he may have been suspicious of how late that command center was. Of course, Clem decides that he's going to fight a Stalker and an Adept, either of which could potentially just kill the Reapers on their own, though... Okay, alright. So this is happening. Spots the Oracle, as there weren't many pylons to build the Stargate on. Oh, no target fire. Means no Reaper kills. Yeah, Clem's expansion just significantly delayed, though SKillous doesn't have too many options to punish it. And Clem still has the 3 Reapers alive, so... Wait, does that block? Or is that just for scout? I'm pretty sure that doesn't block. Did you know there's a Reaper stepping stone here? Notice the small warning marker that the Reapers tried to scuff out as they passed over it. I always forget that one. Though it is a bit risky as well. The Oracle. The 5 Marines needed. A little more than that to deal with it. A robotics facility, not robotics bay, but I can't imagine doing this without a robotics bay. I think we're looking at a Phoenix Colossus opener. Mixing it up. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, wow. I mean, it's not so much losing 2 probes to the Reapers as the fact that he misrallied 2 probes and they died to Reapers. The actual probes are not the real defeat here. Oh, come on. Oh my God. He gets one. The combination of SKillous serving up the probes and Clem styling on him there. Oh. I mean, you're gonna be nervous playing Clem. He's literally known for his pinpoint, high-pressure aggression. So, and this, even though the Reapers didn't do much, it is a lot of pressure to make sure you're not out of position at any point. Reaper comes in. We'll scout that Phoenixes are still being produced. Oh my god, the Reapers are being hunted, but Stargate units are chasing them to the ends of the earth. Honestly, at this point, the Reapers may have been worth it with how much time they've bought on the Stargate. The Oracles have been chasing Reapers instead of harassing mineral lines. The thing is, though, SKillous did get a robotics facility and did have an observer scouting all of these units. Now the only question remains is, will the Colossus save him? Or will it be too late? There's Stim +1. There's even Concussive Shell here. Forces cancels. He needs that Nexus. He needs that Nexus. He's got to keep the Nexus. The Nexus is taking so much damage. The units have not yet stimmed. Oh no, the Immortal goes down before the battle even starts. A Colossus has arrived. Clem stutter steps, targets it, and no cancel. Uncombat shielded, unmedevected Marines. He just kind of walks across and takes it. And most of the units will survive. A rough start. I say start because how these builds clash means that it's very unlikely Clem will just win with Vile units. And now that the Colossus is out, the Phoenix count remains. You can't really fight heads on. Heads on, heads up. Heads on. Head on. Yes. Big brain. You do need something like Mass Viking or to try to circumvent with drops. Phoenix Colossus is essentially putting everything into building the Colossus. Wow, he's even going for +1 air weapons. This is quite an old school style. Every now and again you'll see it crop up. The Phoenix Colossus. Because on paper you have everything you need to win the game. You got anti-air, you got anti-ground. What's not to love? But building the composition with these expensive, high-tech, micro-heavy units is the hardest part. We'll see how Clem decides to respond to this. We've seen several games of Clem dealing with a very high-tech Protoss. You know what? I take it back. I think this is less Phoenix Colossus and more that carrier style, which Clem has struggled with. It does feel like Clem kind of is at a loss for dealing with the carrier compositions. There's been several games where he just decides, even with a larger army, to back off attacks, letting the Death Ball build to deadly proportions. And at this point, it's no longer letting the Death Ball build, but Death Balls being built. As disruptors are on the way, carriers in production. This low economy, high-tech Protoss. Thing is, Clem doesn't really have the army to dismantle it right now. He's building Vikings. He's got 2-2 on the way. But you either SKillous makes a mistake, or Clem's gonna lose the fight, I think. No one's better at dodging disruptors, but with +1 air done, well, as long as SKillous keeps all his army in the right place at the right time, that's 3 Colossi with Thermal Lance. Those are +1 air Phoenixes. Range is on the way. There are disruptors. A few tanks are definitely going to create some interesting propositions. Oh! Directly in the forehead. He tried to split, but SKillous didn't chase. He just followed through. Oh, that was a big, meaty chunk. Oh, that was too much. And that was all it takes to drive back that attack. Honestly, that's kind of your low-tech solution. That's not really what I mean here. That's your just punch him in the face micro. Instead of trying to chase down the large clump of units, which Clem is already pre-splitting, you could see it there, he just threw it out there. He didn't micro at all, which is sometimes the best micro you can do. Yeah. #deep. And Clem walked right into it, not expecting the casual just disruptor hit. It's when it does land, rarely does the first disruptor hit land. Usually the biggest disruptor hits are the first and the last ones, in any context. Either when the Terran isn't prepared for it and eats a significant hit, or when they're winning so hard that even if you take out 20 supply of bio, it doesn't matter. Two ghosts, two tanks. He's going tank, ghost. As we graduate from the M-flavored units. The thing is, Clem committing to any sort of attack before being maxed out and having to back off without killing many key units means that SKillous has a fourth, and now he has the gas to do all this. Before, he had to build some of the pieces. Like, he had to build a Colossus, an upgrade, and a carrier. But now he can afford to build 4 carriers at once. He's at 1,300 gas a minute. And he's already built many of the key units of this deathball. Oh, the stasis lands! Beautiful timing and placement. Did not expect it so far out. A chunk of the army is frozen, and that whittles down the effectiveness. The supplies, well, the effective supplies right now are pretty even. He will let the army oh, he's trying to line up the oh, so close. He tried to alley-oop it, but it goes off the rim. Oh, so close, though. Very hard to time. Well, here comes Clem. This is a big change from what we've seen before. The tank count is so high that SKillous is going to be forced into action soon. I haven't seen this kind of style. The tanks, though, putting a timer on the defense, and then the bio army dealing with the rest. Just kind of pounding his way through. The ghost being targeted out in front. Are there any more disruptors underneath? It really doesn't look like it. The tanks continuing forward. The carriers already, their interceptors being exhausted. The Marines stand their ground, hit their stims, and now try to win. The interceptors gunned down out of the sky. Where are the Colossi? What are 2 underneath? That's about it. Shield battery overcharge is gone, and so is the Nexus it came from. It appears the tanks were the special sauce. The tanks and their ability to kind of put a clock on any particular position they're in range of. And right now, the carriers are still rebuilding their interceptors. There's 53 interceptors. And counting. He's got 13 carriers. Wait, what? 13 carriers? He's building 3. He's just going mass carry. What is this, 4v4? Yeah, then maybe he'd have some splash damage left over. Building 10 interceptors at a time. The army supplies. SKillous. Well, they're about even here. The tanks closing in, forcing the issue yet again. The interceptors trying to overwhelm. +2 on the air weapons. The tanks will survive the engagement. The ghosts helping out a lot here just for sheer damage. A disruptor flung out. And then, with only one, comes right back in. Another disruptor on the way. The tanks will siege, possibly able to target. Are there enough interceptors? The target fire on the disruptor knocks it down. Just standing his ground is Clem. The Medivacs doing their best, not bothering with targeting the carriers. Without the interceptors, they're nothing. He's stimming and Terran through the third. Reinforcements off. How many barracks does he have? 8 racks. 3 starports, 2 factories. And now SKillous has been ground down into nothing. Carrier's a rich man's unit, and right now there are no minerals to pay for them. 13 interceptors at a time are draining almost all of his potential bank. He's supply blocked and the tanks will siege up again. It was the tanks. Is the carrier count high enough? The upgrades aren't there. It's not enough. The EMP is helping out. He actually was EMPing the carriers, and I think not so much to be able to kill the carriers. But as the interceptors pop out of the carriers, he's EMPing them because they have 40 health and 40 shields. So they're not particularly They're not particularly hardy units. That's why you have so many of them. But the Marines do not run out of bullets. And this is a very important point. And neither do the Ghosts. So, until they have to pay per bullet, the Marines will eventually be able to overwhelm if there's no splash damage. And that's the key point there. And that, I think, who would have thought? Siege tanks. Oh, like and subscribe. 1, if you made it this far. 2, if you enjoy seeing somewhat new styles. That was a kind of a different flavor. Similar to what we've seen, but not the same. The tanks from Clem and the Phoenix range from SKillous. The special sauce in that one. And now we go to Game 4. SKillous kind of pulled one over on Clem in Game 1, but it's very interesting. Like, this match happened just a couple weeks after the last time I saw Clem face that style of Protoss. I believe it was Max Packs. It seems to be Clem versus Max Packs every other week now, if not every week. With Max Packs going for the Deathball style. And Clem tried. He tried Mass Viking. He tried Bio Viking. He tried Bio Viking Liberator. But he didn't have the tank count. This was a significant addition to dealing with that Stargate heavy style. Was enough tanks to force the issue. Because the ground army is relatively weak. The disruptors can be targeted by just, like, I think 3 or 4 tank hits. So, more reliably than with Liberators as well. And I'm just a big fan of siege tanks, all right? Any opportunity. Whenever anybody makes more than, like, a few tanks, I'm already excited. So, very cool to see. I think, wait, whoa. Oh, you dickbag. I do think siege tanks are one of those units people kind of forget about. Like, Terrans will go for months without tanks being more than, like, an early game push or TVT unit. And then someone like, well, in the past it's been like special or innovation. But somebody be like, actually, you can just build tanks, though. Like, they're pretty good. They... And then everybody else be like, oh, yeah. You don't only have to build mines. Though much of the time it is a better choice. Oh, no. Oh, you filthy.
Nine! Not like this! I am getting tired of this shit! We can't take this! We're dying here! Stop! Stop, goddammit! Ease off the mouse, you dope! Don't just fucking stand there! Throw the bloody kitchen sink at them, lads!
They didn't say anything about idiots running the show.
Look there. More evidence of just how great our leader is.
What the fuck are you talking about?
This is... Oh, come on, Clem.
Research complete.
Oh. Oh, no, my God. Oh, no. And then right as he's killing the bunker. Oh, my God. I thought we were playing a game, but this instead is a slaughter. What a match point. Oh, SKillous, who was a little shaky in the last match, but still was holding it together. Oh. This feels like Maru versus Cure. Like, it just feels unfair. Why is he able to dodge my shots? How is he able to teleport in and out of bunkers? A Widowmine drop. Does he have an armory? The only saving grace here is he doesn't. Okay. Well, the blink oh, it's bad. Oh, it's really bad. Yeah. Wow. Okay. And that's how it ends. Well. Wow. And then... Oh, it looks like Clem he's done now. He wins. 3-1. Clem in solid shape here. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. How does this make you feel? Describe with a cooking recipe, please, in the comments, in the chat. What if a cooking you know what? Interpret it however you like. Wow. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Stay chill.